how special you could be by just being who you are, you know? He set an example for a lot of people to do that, and I look up to him every day, and I was telling Nick that I'm here today because of Mr. Rogers. He taught me to spread joy and happiness, and he knew that I would be worth something because he told me so. And that's what I explained to Nick.
So Mr. Rogers changed your life?
Yeah, it's my grandma introduced me to Mr. Rogers at a very young age, and I'm very grateful that she did that because I still look up to him every day. He's a good dude. I wish more people could watch his shows and see just how special he made you feel by just talking to you and singing to you about how to be positive and how to be good to others, and he made you feel like you were worth something.
So did Walt Disney.
Absolutely. Walt and Fred were two of the best people this world ever had, and they are dearly missed.
What'd you say about Walt Disney? How it relates to you?
Well, I was, when I said you were talking about how much fun I've had.
Yep.
And you were trying to rank what thing was the best.
And I thought it was the player piano.
Right, the player piano. But how do you top what I just did a few hours ago? I went to Tropicana Field. I went up to the press box. I got to talk to Enrique, the blind Spanish baseball broadcaster, the only one doing it. And then about an hour later, I walked into his booth just casually, threw on a headset, and spoke to thousands of Latino people. And it takes a lot for someone to do that. But Walt Disney once said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." And today, I did that. I accomplished something that very few people really get a chance to do, and that's to be on a radio broadcast of a baseball game. How do you top something like that?
You earned that, Dr. Bob. You did it. You got yourself there.
I worked hard for that. I put in years of announcing work, and I really put myself out there because I want to continue to be able to do that for a living. That's what I really want to do with my life.
You know what I think got you there, Dr. Bob?
What's that?
Your kindness. It opened up doors that would have never been opened up. And regardless of how much, there's probably people out there that are doing so much work that want to be a broadcaster, but they don't know what it is to be kind. And they're working and working and figuring out why aren't doors opening.
Right.
You opened them because of who you are.
It's better to be kind than to. Sometimes hard work can pay off, but is it really rewarding if you're not kind to the people who have been there to help you and support you and who got you here and who are going to be with you when you are able to achieve what you can? Because that's very important. If you're not grateful for what you have, it's not worth it.
So what you're saying is when you make it big, and Ryan and I and Ty and Nick, we come up to you, you're not going to say, "Who are you?"
That's not who I am. I'm not going to turn people away like that.
Never.
I would, it's like this.
So you remember the little guys?
It's like the players in spring training. They go out and they sign autographs. I would go out there and I would be there for at least an hour, maybe more, just saying autographs, taking pictures, saying hi to everybody, talking, just having a good time. Because I want to be able. That's how you make friends, and that's how you get yourself out there. And it also helps to network with people because that gives you the opportunity to make more connections and contacts. It helps you move up in the world.
Who taught you this philosophy? Because it's a philosophy that most people don't have until they become adults. I think you're 20 years ahead of your age, but who taught you that?
I had some help along the way from my dad and from Mr. Rogers, but know, a lot of that time you kind of have to learn that on your own. You have to learn how to be kind to people and approach people and just to kind of throw yourself out there. It may be intimidating sometimes, but it does pay off. A lot of the times, if you are nice about it, people are willing to help you.
Can I ask you a question, Dr. B?
Yeah.
Are you ever scared when you go into the booth, or you go into the stadium, or you go into Tampa, or go in different places?
You know, I will admit, there are some nerves there, because sometimes, you know, if you're not prepared for something, it's gonna throw you off for a little bit. But in my case, even though I wasn't necessarily prepared with everything, I feel that it worked out for everybody, because Enrique kind of got the ball rolling, and then once we started talking, and he asked me some questions, and he started translating what I said, and I knew it was going to turn out pretty good. As for traveling, I mean, I'm not really afraid of traveling. I like doing this, obviously. I'm all the way up here. I don't know who's more afraid of traveling. I'm not really afraid. It's probably more so my mom and dad, because, you know, having raised a blind autistic kid my whole life, and I still live with them, they're not used to me being gone from their house. And
Well, they love you so much, though. It's hard.
they love me that they sent me away like this
Yeah.
for 4 days. And here I am having the best time ever with probably the best family I've ever hung out with. And I really mean that.
Thank you.
Like,
Sincerely appreciate it.
you've welcomed me into your house with open arms, and I would come back here again to stay and play the piano and go swimming and do fun activities. This is a fun family.
And hanging out with
My
Enrique.
my folks, you know, I got mom and dad, but I don't really like everybody else. They're not really that fun. This family is fun. We do fun things together.
And who makes the best peppermint chocolate cookies?
Don't answer that.
Why not? You know, I think Scott and Hannah, you all had a hand in it, right?
Yes.
So it's got to be all of you. Because
You know what made me happy?
I've never had peppermint chocolate chip cookies before. I've always wanted to do that for Christmas, and I never got to do that.
And
Now I did.
I asked you. I said, "What kind of cookies do you want?" Because you like cookies, right?
Right.
And you thought about it, and you said peppermint chocolate. I go, "I got you covered." And you know what you said? You probably don't remember this. I don't want to inconvenience you. That is a humble. That's called humility. You're overflowing with humility, and I would go out of my way